Okay, good morning. It is day 4 of Operation Layoff, Operation No Job, Operation Depression. Don't know. Day 4. So what have I been doing? I have basically been doing administrative work. And so what I mean by that is I have been trying to get through the unemployment site. That's not fun. I see why a lot of people in Florida give up on that because it's tedious. There's a lot of hoops that you have to jump through. They want you to go to 2 different websites. There's a Reconnect and then there's a We Employ or something like that. And you have to go through 2 different websites and fill out a bunch of information. You have to create a resume on the We Employ. I think that's what the site is. You have to create a resume on there. You have to list all of your job experience. You have to list all of your salaries that you've had. And you have to calculate it by gross, or not gross. Yeah, it's gross calculation, but it's like by week. I don't know. It was just a pain in the ass. And I have been dealing with that since I got laid off. So for 4 days, even over the weekend, I have been dealing with that. And yesterday, I think everything was finally settled and approved, and I will be getting $275 a week. It's not much, but I think it's going to cover some of my little expenses, as well as I'm hoping it's going to cover medical insurance when I jump onto Don's plan. That's what we're going to try to do, is jump onto Don's plan. And I'm hoping that's not going to cost me more than $400 a month. So that, coupled with LinkedIn, I have been updating my resume, updating my LinkedIn profile. I even did a LinkedIn cover sheet, an information cover sheet to kind of make me stand out. You know, when you say you're open to work and it puts the hashtag open to work in LinkedIn, well, to make yourself stand out a little bit more, you can actually upload in the features section, you can upload a special cover sheet, you know, and basically just list out your core skills, what you're looking for, and then your information. So I did that. So, I mean, those have been the things that I have been doing over the last few days, just to kind of get things ramped up. The unemployment was very important for me to get started too, because that is, you know, it's not much, but it does help. It definitely does help. The other thing that we've been doing is Don and I have been going through our budget. You know, Don is still working. Thank God Don is still working. We have been going through our budget to try and see if there's a way for us to live off of one income. And for me to use the for me to use the severance and the vacation pay kind of as supplemental income. So whenever we have things like what I'm doing right now, which is going to the dermatology appointment, whenever we have things like doctor's appointments, which I'm trying to get all of those done, I've got a gynecology appointment, I've got my dermatologist appointment that I'm going to. So all of these types of things that come up, you know, vet visits, stuff like that, that's not part of the normal monthly cycle of bills, that's when we draw on this other income, this severance and vacation. Still waiting on the severance. Legally, I have to wait 7 days before I can get that, but I did get the vacation money. So let's talk about the dermatology visit that I'm going to. So my dermatologist, which is very good, by the way, my dermatologist went to a flat pay system. She was sick of insurance companies and all of that, so she just went to flat pay. So normally I would say, okay, this is a luxury and I don't want to, you know, do anything with going to the dermatologist, you know, or any of my other doctor visits that don't take insurance. I think she's the only one. But I need to go because I need my triple rosacea cream so that I don't end up looking like this. So I have rosacea, and it got really, really bad in 2021, and she's a really good doctor, and she was able to clean it up and get me situated with this triple rosacea cream within, God, I want to say a week and a half maybe. She got it all cleared up for me, which was amazing. And I haven't really had any outbreaks, but I am out of my medicine. So normally I would not do this, but I do not want to go into interviews if that happens. If I get interviews, I don't want to go into them with a face full of this rosacea, redness and pimpliness and stuff like that. I'm also watching these YouTube videos where these, lots of people are being laid off at my age or a little bit older as well, 50s or 60s. Being laid off, not being able to find work, I know a couple of you have reached out to me that you haven't been able to find work over the last year either, which thank you for everyone for reaching out. Oh my God, I have had so many wonderful, beautiful, kind messages from you. Thank you so much. And I am sorry for those that are out of work as well and have been looking for work. I know what it's like now. I totally get it. And I am so sorry that you're in that position as well. But thank you for reaching out to me and giving me some comfort. Some of your messages, I read every comment, and some of your messages have been so incredibly sweet and just so supportive and helpful and just really touching. So thank you. I really do appreciate it. I will also say that I think I owe my mom an apology. Sorry, Mom. This is not going to work, and I'm going to call this like a mini retirement. But, I used to think my mom, when she retired a little bit early to take care of my grandmother, who suffered from dementia for 6 years. But I used to think, well, Mom, you've got all of this time on your hands now that you're retired. You can go ahead and, you're free to do stuff. You've got all this time. No, my days have been packed. It is like I am still working. I don't understand how I was able to do YouTube as well. It is like I am completely packed every day. And I'm trying to stay busy as well. I don't want to be someone who sleeps my days away, and just go into a real funk. And I know that could happen, and I don't want to do that. So I'm trying to be busy. I am trying to have a normal routine schedule as well. Just in case things pop up, something happens, and I, do get an interview, do get a job. I'm not in this pattern where I've been sleeping and I've gotten used to it. I just don't want to do that. I did talk to my husband, and I thought, I think what I'll do is maybe take Fridays off from looking for jobs. I've already applied to 5 jobs. So maybe I will take Fridays off and I not hop on the computer for job searches, just kind of chill out a little bit Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and see how that goes. But right now I'm in a mode of gotta get a job. I've got to land something. Something's got to come through. And the other thing that I'm up against is that, we're coming up on the holidays. Who's going to be hiring during the holidays? People don't hire during the holidays. So I said to Don, if I don't have anything by January, then I'm just going to start really taking anything, just anything to bring in an income. We know what I need to bring in. We're okay right now, but we know what I need to bring in per month. It's not nearly the salary that I had before. I will never probably have that salary again. And I'm okay with that. I just want something where I bring in an income, I contribute, and I'm happy. Okay, I am done at the dermatologist. I got my triple rosacea cream and then some other cream. So this is for my lady friends on this channel. If you have big breasts and you live in a hot, humid environment, then you might be familiar with heat rashes. So I get heat rashes, and normally what I use is like hydrocortisone cream and Gold Bond powder, things like that. Sometimes it gets really, really rough in the summer months. Now that the weather is starting to cool down a little bit, it's just slightly cooled. It's a little bit better. but what she gave me was something that is stronger than hydrocortisone cream. So I do have a couple of fun things coming up, something to look forward to. Although I don't know if this first one is something that Dawn is looking forward to. Depeche Mode, they filmed their, I don't know if it's I think like documentary movie, something like that. But it comes out for one day only on October 28th. And it was filmed in Mexico. And so and it's at IMAX. That's the other thing. It's like an IMAX experience. So we have tickets. I bought them before I got laid off. So that's a fun thing, right? To go and see Depeche Mode in the IMAX theater. The other thing that's coming up. So, we're Buccaneers fans. And I think it wasn't this game, although it might have happened this game too, but it was the game before it. I can't remember who they were playing. My husband knows better. But they had like I forget what it is, sports. They had something going on, 10 first downs. That's it, 10 first downs. Come on, Nikki. 10 first downs. And there was this thing that they were partnering with Kane's Furniture. And if they got 10 first downs, then Kane's Furniture was giving away free Busch Gardens tickets. So all my husband and I had to do was fill out a form online. And then we went into the Kane's Furniture showroom, I think it was last week before last, and we were able to pick up our free Busch Gardens tickets, which are over $100 to get into Busch Gardens. So we think that we're going to wait until November, December time frame because they're going to have Christmas Town up on display. So I think that's when we're going to wait. But this, it's something to look forward to get us out of this funk. I'm calling this the funk. To get us out of this funk that we're in, especially for me, I'm in a funk. So, Christmas Town and Depeche Mode. The other thing before I got laid off, Dawn and I were going to go to the Tampa Museum of Art, and we were going to go see the Buccaneers art display. I think it's what it was 50. Okay, so the Buccaneers are celebrating 50 years. Being a football team in Tampa. And so they have an exhibition at the Tampa Museum of Art, and we were going to go and see that. Dawn saw some YouTube videos on it, and it doesn't look like they have anything other than photographs. We were hoping to see like memorabilia, the helmets, all they've got is like the Lombardi trophies and then pictures on the wall. That's it. So we were hoping to see maybe like the uniforms throughout the years and, things like that. So based on what we've seen on YouTube videos, we're like, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. But here's the thing. We were just going to get tickets just for that. So we decided that we're gonna spend $50 extra and get 2 museum annual passes for us so that we can go to the museum anytime we want to. So I think that's something else that we could do, that it's already paid for. If we need to get a break away from things, from the animals and stuff, we can just go to downtown Tampa and go have a fun day at the museum. And of course it's getting to be nice outside here. The humidity is finally dropped, thank goodness. This is like my favorite time of year. I love fall in Florida. Fall and winter are my favorite times of year. But it's getting to be nice weather now. And there's a possibility that we could also go to the beach for the day, things like that, where it's still warm enough to be in short sleeves and shorts, but it's not so god-awful hot that, we're going to pass out and combust. And it's not so humid anymore either. So nice time of year for us Floridians. We like to go in the fall and we like to go in the spring. And during the winter too. We like to enjoy the beach during those times. During the summer, forget it. No theme parks, no beach, nothing. You just hibernate inside during the summertime in Florida. But now that the weather's nice, we could go to the beach and have a nice beach day. So there's lots of different things that Don and I can do to get away from Operation Layoff, Operation No Job, just to kind of decompress and feel normal during this difficult time that we're going through.